So, you want to take the OSCP certification. First of all, I can tell you that it is an amazing certification. It is very difficult and a lot of people fail. In fact, most people fail. It takes the certification on their first attempt. It is hard, but it's guaranteed doable. Whether you are already in the field doing penetration testing or whether you're a complete beginner, you will most likely get your ass kicked a bit from the OSCP. But with the right resources and the right guidance, I think all of you can absolutely crush it. Let's talk about the upsides of OSCP. It is priced at around 1.7k. And what you will be getting with that is that you will be getting all of the course materials. So the huge PDF and the videos to follow it. And you will be getting 90 days of lab access. So what does that mean? There's a bunch of vulnerable machines inside of their networks that you'll be able to beat up, and you get a lot of practice and take a lot of good notes and prepare your hacking skills for the exam. And also you'll be getting one exam attempt in this package. Now, if you fail, you can spend a little bit of money to keep trying until you succeed. So that is definitely not an issue, but yeah, just be mindful of that. So, is the OSCP worth it? In my opinion, I have the OSCP myself and I crushed it. It was very difficult, but very fun, and it has been very, very useful. So one of the main use cases is that you learn so much, right? You get such an amazing hacking experience by just doing this certification alone, because you have to get pretty solid at hacking to be able to pass the exam. So it's an amazing way for employers to filter out people. Employers love when people have OSCP because it shows that they know what they're doing to a decent extent, right? And it is just so well respected in the field, and it's so recognizable. It's such a popular certification from a company like Offensive Security that it has an amazing brand name. So the combination of amazing brand name, being super helpful on your CV to actually land ethical hacking jobs, and also learn a lot of practical skills doing it, I think makes it the absolute best certification for ethical hacking that you can take, guaranteed. There's a lot of certifications out there that are more multi-choice, and yes, you can learn a lot of theoretical concepts doing that, and that's perfectly fine. But in terms of actually doing the job practically, you need a practical exam, and the OSCP is extremely practical. So I highly, highly, highly suggest this certification. So let's talk about the actual exam structure itself. Now you know what you can expect when it comes to course material and the lab access, etc. The exam structure is the following. You need 70 points out of 100 points, and if you don't get that, you fail the exam. There's a few different ways to reach those 70 points. Let's just go over the points when it comes to the standalone machines and the Active Directory machines, because it is guaranteed to be 3 standalone machines on the exam, and it's guaranteed to be 1 Active Directory set containing 3 machines. So the standalone machines, you can get 60 points total by getting 10 points for each for the initial access, so getting access to the machine, and then 10 points to fully pawn it and fully root it, to do privilege escalation on that machine, and then you will get 10 points extra per machine for each that you manage to do that on. And in the AD set, the Active Directory set, and if you don't know what AD or Active Directory is, then you guaranteed need to know this to be able to pass the exam. So the set contains 3 machines where you can get 40 points in total. The first machine you get 10 points on, the second machine you get 10 points on, and the third machine you get 20 points on. So that is the total points, and I'm sure you can imagine there's a few different ways you can go about getting the 70 points total. Let's talk about the things that is crucial that you know to be able to pass the OSCP and what I would recommend. First of all, I have made a personalized cheat sheet just for you guys that want to take and crush the OSCP. It is handpicked by me, the machines and boxes that I think has been the most useful for learning the concept to be able to crush the OSCP myself. And I've taken my time to note all of those down in a handy cheat sheet for you guys so that you can do the same. So there are a few topics that you need to know, almost guaranteed, for OSCP. This is very useful to know, and some people go into the exam blind, and I don't, or at least more blind than this, and I don't suggest that at all. So We want to be as prepared as possible so that we have the best possible chance at getting the certification and not losing hope. And also to save as much money as possible, right? Because we can spend that money better than keep buying exam retakes, right? So you guaranteed need to know Active Directory specific attacks. And again, in the cheat sheet that I've linked down below, just follow that. It has all of the best rooms for learning all of the attacks. Just make sure that you take good cheat sheet notes of all of the attacks that you learn and just have them very available in a note-taking application like Obsidian or Cherrytree is what I use myself, but you can play around with what you like. But those two note-taking applications is what I would recommend to begin with, either Obsidian or Cherrytree. So after you've learned a lot about Active Directory and you've done all of the rooms that I have sent down below, if you've done that, then I guarantee you'll crush the OSCP when it comes to the Active Directory department. Other than that, you know that you will need privilege escalation rights to get those initial points after you've already hacked into their machine. So Linux privilege escalation and Windows privilege escalation. Again, I have linked the best rooms for learning both, and all of these rooms that I'm mentioning are free. There are a few rooms that are not free, but you can find free walkthroughs online for them. So this should be as cheap, but also as efficient as possible. I wouldn't note these machines if I thought they were completely useless, but it was free. Again, these are hand-picked machines from me that I think have been amazing. The next thing you need to know is tunneling and pivoting. A lot of people fail the exam due to this because they don't understand how to pivot and tunnel traffic across networks. But again, I have videos on this on my YouTube and also in the academy that I teach. And also I have the cheat sheet down below, completely free, where I suggest the rooms where you can practice and actually get hands-on so that you will be able to do tunneling when it comes to OSCP. I really don't want you guys to fail because of something like this. And the last one that I can recommend is buffer overflows, right? This is also very likely to come, just basic stack-based buffer overflows. This is also very likely to come on the exam. And again, I have linked down the best rooms to be able to learn this, right? This will save you guys a lot of time, so you don't have to Google around or try a lot of machines and CTFs that are just pretty much useless in comparison. So just do all of those, and I guarantee you will be amazing to set up if you actually do the work, right? I'm here to help and guide you, but you have to actually do the work. So these are the things that are guaranteed. Other than that, there's just a lot of random variables, right, that we can't really fully prepare or control. So all of the things that I mentioned so far has a very high likelihood of coming on the exam, but the rest we can't know for a fact. They aren't guaranteed. Well, some of them are guaranteed, but something like tunneling buffer overflow isn't necessarily guaranteed, but it's highly, highly, highly likely to make sure that you're very strong on them. And the last thing is just random variability, right? You need to know general web attacks, right? You need to know like attacks like LFI, XSS, command injection, etc. So you need to know the OWASP top 10, and you need to just do a lot of random CTFs in general, because there's so many different attacks that could be vulnerable on so many different services, that because there's so many ports, right? There's so many different services, and there's so many different web frameworks, and just ways that someone could have misconfigured something where we come in and we exploit it, right? So that's why I also have the NetSec link down below that has linked a lot of random CTFs that people have handpicked that are generally useful to prepare for the OSCP. So that is pretty much it, guys. I think the OSCP is highly worth it, and I've linked the best resources down below for you to absolutely crush it if you put in the effort. If you have any more issues than that, and you seem to struggle to find something out by just Googling or looking at walkthroughs, or something is difficult to conceptualize, you can also join our community. Link will be down below, where a lot of people together are going through the OSCP. Actually, right now, there's already a lot of people inside there right now doing the OSCP, and in general, there's just a lot of people that are very interested in ethical hacking, and that's a huge passion of theirs, so I think you will really like it as well. But anyways, that is that for this video. I really hope you guys found this useful, and best of luck with your OSCP, and let's fucking crush it.